Oh my God. Oh my God.
All right, look.
Overlook the intro.
We're in a good mood because we're talking to our friends. Now, today, for this episode, we're going to explain to you, by the way, we both live in Kentucky. And let me just say this, and we've made this offer before. Everybody who's watching this, there was bourbon in the title, which means you probably enjoy bourbon. If you enjoy bourbon, you're going to have to come to Kentucky, where we live. You have to. It's got to be on your bucket list. And if you do, we would like you to look us up. Put in the comments, hey, I'm coming to Kentucky, or I have on my description, a email. And let us know you're coming, and we're going to try and meet you, right? It'll be fun to meet people, right?
Johnny, let's step it up.
Uh-oh.
Let's step it up.
Oh.
As only me and you can do. Let's promise the first person that sees this video
That's not going to be long.
that says, I will come to Kentucky.
All right.
I will meet you in Kentucky. That's all you have to do. Just like these videos, me and Johnny will do the rest of the work. We will get you tours. We will take care of you. We will show you why this is the Napa Valley of bourbon.
Now we're going to be able to take care of them. Now, something they couldn't get if they didn't meet us.
Johnny, as long as this crisis is over,
That's true.
me and you have to connect. We will do it. All you got to do is commit to it, and me and Johnny will make it up to you.
You know they're going to come. All right, we'll take care of you. Now, here's the deal. Bobby really has coined the phrase, which is that Kentucky is the Napa Valley of bourbon. Meaning, what Napa Valley is to wine, Kentucky is to bourbon. Bourbon could be made anywhere in the United States. Why is it so good coming from Kentucky? And that's what this video is going to be about. It was invented here. I think 80 or 90% of it is made here. The best bourbon, in my opinion, comes from here, and we're going to tell you why. Bob, you want to get started?
Johnny, absolutely. The one thing you said that is absolutely 100% the truth is absolutely the best bourbon in the world is made in Kentucky between Lexington and Louisville, and it's an 85 miles maybe, within 20 miles of Interstate 64. 80% of the world's bourbon is made.
The bourbon trade.
Yes, is
now
made.
you don't have to say the world's bourbon because bourbon can only be made in the U.S.
Right. Well, but the world, the United States,
right.
The best. And you're right. It's all made right here. You have other states trying to make it. They try to make that in Wyoming, Utah, Pennsylvania. No.
God bless our friends there.
Yes, we love all those states. Yes.
I'll try bourbon if it's free and you give it to me, but because I got too much good stuff here to be buying stuff that ain't from here. Anyway, let's tell them why it's good here, Bob.
Well,
and why it was invented. We won't get into that.
Well,
right. Just tell
why? Because now you got to picture it. This is 2020. 130 years ago, when bourbon started, there wasn't the technology. What Kentucky had was the water.
And what about the water?
The water is limestone water. And Johnny, what limestone water, what's good about it is it eliminates iron, which is bad for bourbon. So we have limestone shelves, limestone water. Then we have, I'm sorry, go ahead, John.
Elaborate on that. We do have limestone shelf, which filters the water, which takes out a lot of bad tasting stuff, one of which is iron. Puts in a lot of good stuff and minerals and stuff. So it really impacts the flavor of it. But I always like to point out the 3 places in the world with the highest amount of limestone in there, with the biggest limestone shelf that filters the water, the 3 greatest places. And this isn't in order because I don't remember the order, but I know the top 3 are Kentucky, bourbon, Ireland, Irish whiskey, Scotland, Scottish whiskey. It is no accident that high that strong limestone shelf filtering the water makes such great whiskey. And that basically, in my opinion, is the proof. Now, the second thing that we have here in Kentucky, besides that fantastic water.
The second thing's our soil.
Soil.
And why soil is important is corn. Ironically, we both grew up in New Jersey. I mean, literally within 20 miles of each other. But 40 years ago, I moved to Kentucky. And what I can remember distinctively is in the tri-state, Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey area, Jersey corn is supposed to be great.
Yes.
We moved to Kentucky. We grew corn. It was like biting into cake. The sugar content of the corn, because of the soil here in Kentucky, was unbelievable. So corn being the major byproduct,
Ingredient.
thank you, ingredient, not byproduct, of bourbon, it's got to be at least 51%. Most good bourbons, it's up to 70%, is the corn. So 100 years ago, Kentucky corn was so good, it was much like Cuban tobacco, the cigars. You couldn't replicate it anymore.
And funny you should mention tobacco. That proves our soil too. Before tobacco fell out of style, we grew some of the best tobacco in the world here in Kentucky as well. We have fantastic soil. Grow fantastic marijuana here too, by the way.
Hemp.
Whatever they grow
Yes.
here grows well because of the soil.
Exactly.
And now, just a side note, we did grow up in Jersey together. We're obviously here in Kentucky together. I didn't know him in New Jersey, so it's kind of a weird coincidence. But that's a whole nother story.
But we know that Jersey corn, that was...
Yeah.
That's,
Jersey corn.
That's the
yeah.
bombshell up in the Northeast.
So we got the soil, we have the water.
Next, what we have is the climate. Kentucky's climate is perfect because part of making good bourbon is once you barrel it, the 4 seasons cause the
Expansion and
alcohol,
contraction.
the whiskey in the bourbon in the barrel to expand and contract and go in and out of the wood through the char, filtering out bad things and making the whiskey, but bourbon in Kentucky, bourbon tastes great. And the more years it goes in and out of that char, the more it filters in and out, and the better the flavor becomes.
So basically the cold winters and the hot summers.
Exactly.
And this is stored basically in non-temperature controlled rick houses. So
Especially
yes,
100
it
years
packs-
ago,
so-
they didn't have the
Right, in
option.
the summer, it's the wood sucking in all that bourbon. I think up to 5 gallons. I mean, it can when they empty a barrel, there could be 5 gallons of bourbon in there.
But more important, like you're saying, in the summer, the first year, it's sucked into the wood.
And
then in the winter, it all contracts
right,
back
and it's
out.
bringing in that flavor in and out, and getting the flavor of that wood. And speaking of wood, what's another reason why Kentucky's such a great?
Then this is the last ingredient. It's American white oak, which is the majority of the wood in Kentucky happens to
forests.
be white oak. So we had the white oak, we had the water, we had the climate, and we had the corn.
Soil for the corn, right?
I'm sorry, the soil
Well,
for
I
the
mean-
corn. Yeah, so 100 years ago, it just all worked out.
There's a fifth thing.
What's the?
No, this isn't funny.
I'm a little-
no.
Well, no, I know what you. I know. There's a sixth thing that he can't say about Kentucky.
No, this is for the bourbon.
Okay.
The fifth thing is the people, and let me explain that. Kentucky was settled by Scotch-Irish. Okay, that's who settled Kentucky. Scotch-Irish brought many things here, but the most important thing, arguably, was their knowledge and their skill in making whiskey. Now, they had adapted to Kentucky, which he explained how they did that, but they brought the skill and the desire for whiskey, and that's how it got started, the tradition, and the 4 things you mentioned, but how that was discovered, because the people coming here were whiskey drinkers, whiskey makers, whiskey lovers, whiskey enthusiasts.
And they improved on. They just happened to improve on. Hey, it's actually even better here than back in
Well,
Ireland.
arguably, arguably.
Arguably.
For bourbon drinkers, yes. But people that I would like, they're not like my Scotch too, Bob.
No,
I mean,
exactly.
I would say it's better.
Exactly.
But it certainly stands head to head with it.
It's certainly, but here's, and
To you, it's better.
Here's what I kid my Scotch
And I like
drinker.
it, believe me,
Here's what I kid
I
my
like
Scotch.
Scotch.
If I want dirt in my whiskey,
Yeah, see.
throw it in. Okay.
We won't get
It's
into
a sidebar.
But I love-
we've been drinking.
The thing is, he was in Jersey, I was in Jersey. But while I was in Jersey, I was turned on to Scotch. Scotch is very
It's
popular.
different.
It's popular.
it's-
So I was a Scotch drinker when I
Yes.
moved here. Well, you're not going to be here long and not be a bourbon drinker. You're not. It's too good, and everybody is. So it's too available. It's too good. So I am a bourbon lover, but I'm still a Scotch lover. All right, I love them both, and so I can't say they did it better, but they certainly did it as well. Matter of fact, they made it the American whiskey, and Congress approved it. So it is the. So anyway, that is why we are the Napa Valley.
When that happened.
Or you know what? The Napa Valley is the Kentucky of wine.
Oh, yes.
We'll reverse that. Instead of Kentucky being the Napa Valley of bourbon, Napa Valley's the Kentucky of wine.
She's right, because we had it first.
Yeah.
California, because they're California, they get credit for it, but we had it first.
We had it first. I love wine too.
He loves it all. Yeah. I am strictly straight up.
I wish we could
Kentucky
draw
bourbon guy.
coffee here. You know we have a coffee tree. We'll talk about that sometime.
Okay,
But anyway,
so-
let's do another video. Bob. What do you want to talk about next on the next video?
I think we should talk about what we should do next is the barrel, because if we do the
wanna talk about
process, the process is very complicated. And me and him understand the process
hard to
really
explain.
well. It's hard to explain in 12 minutes, especially after you've had 5 bourbons. So what we should do next is explain the barrel.
Barrel.
Probably take a few weeks off,
All right,
at least
so
one,
we'll do the barrel.
and then we'll
Tackle
do,
that bit.
yes. We're gonna do,
You want to learn about the barrel?
the barrel is so important.
Oh, it's everything.
It
But we'll, I'm going to say that.
it is more, it's more important
actually,
than people would think.
No,
You
no
think
bourbon
a
with
barrel's a barrel. No. It's like saying a car is a car. A barrel's not a barrel, a car's not a car. So what you need to do is, first of all, you need
Yeah,
to
playlist.
wait and watch next week. You need to hit the playlist.
I put these out every Wednesday, right?
You need to hit the playlist and go back and watch all mine and John's videos.
Playlist will be attached.
Okay, and what you really need to do for John is just hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button.
That's all I'm gonna
Show a
we'll do the
friend
rest.
that might be interested.
Matter of fact, if they hit the subscribe button, you know, you made that offer to them.
Oh,
Let me make this offer. I will crack one of Bob's $1 million bottles right here and drink it in front of. No, I can't.
Johnny, there's
But I'll touch it. All right, he lets me touch it, but I never can.
Johnny. What you won't do?
And if I haven't been drinking, I can touch it.
What you won't do with my bourbon? But
Yeah, true.
seriously, I'm telling you, if you hit this, and in the next week you tell us you will come,
What if 100 people tell us?
well, you gotta be first.
No,
I mean, you know,
that goes pretty quick.
that's what I told my first girlfriend.
No.
No, okay, let's stop. Okay, let's stop now.
Wait a minute, but let me say this. You have to be first.
First.
But let's say somebody is third and they say, I'd like to come. We're still going to try.
Oh,
We're still,
but
Right,
we're you know,
first is first.
first is
But I don't
first.
care if you're last. If you're the 1,000th person,
Yes.
we will still try and meet with you, and we won't make any promises of exactly what we'll do, but we'll try and do something.
Yeah, but
I know it's kind of weak, but
yeah.
because a lot of things we can
Yeah.
do, but you never know. And then this COVID's kind of screwed things
Yes,
up.
but
I don't want to get too much.
barring COVID, we have enough
And
friends.
COVID, yeah, cut us a break on this COVID now. Right now, we've got a problem.
It's and right now I can't get you a tour down the street, but
Yeah.
yes, but
We do have a lot of friends in the industry. We'll try and do a little something for you. Maybe we can even collab on a video.
exactly.
So, like I said, if you love bourbon, you're going to be here. You have to. So anyway, until the next one, what we're going to do right now, we're going to do the bourbon, right? Barrel, but you got to wait a week for it.
Yeah, you're gonna wait a week. We're gonna do it next, and what we're gonna do, Johnny, is we have to sample something
Oh no.
between now and then that came out of one of those barrels. So we're gonna have to put something that came out of one of those barrels into this glass.
Oh.
So,
Well, they're getting to see the Bob they never knew here tonight.
oh yeah, you're gonna get to see the Bob you never knew, and
All right, let me set them off and we'll do the next one. I'm excited about the barrel. I'm
oh,
excited.
yeah, the barrel's great.
You'll have a barrel of fun. Roll out the barrels.
Oh my goodness, we've been drinking, folks. You can tell.